Hello, Saber fans, Shamim here. You probably recognize the saber on display today. It is the custom saber I'm probably most well known for within the custom saber community. This is my sacrifice, which is post-Death Star explosion Obi-Wan Kenobi Lightsaber, built using a Saber Forge Redeemer with Graflex clamp and a whole lot of exterior weathering. You've seen V1 and V2 videos already. This is V3. Brief backstory is, Obi-Wan and Vader are fighting on the Death Star. Vader cuts down his old master, and the idea is that he takes his master's lightsaber and keeps it on his private quarters aboard the Death Star. Rebels attack later on in the movie. Vader flies out to try and take them down. He gets knocked away. Death Star explodes. After the battle is over and the rebels have gone, the idea is that Vader flies back into the debris of the Death Star and uses the Force to seek out his old master's lightsaber. And this is possibly what it may look like after surviving a Death Star explosion. And then Vader keeps it for sentimental and trophy reasons. So this is V3. The exterior, like the first two sacrifice hilts that I've done, basically the same. Just a crap ton of weathering, really nice shattering detail with a Dremel throughout the entirety of the hilt. Textured paint, lots and lots of layers of paint, and then weathering all of that down, and then clear coat on top of that. I did a more glossy clear coat on this because I imagined that with the heat of a Death Star exploding, parts of the lightsaber would, glaze over, glass over. I got that idea from reading a Halo book way back in the day. I don't know if you ever read Fall of Reach, when, the Covenant would blast lasers down on a planet and basically just glass it over with the heat of their lasers. So I imagine it's something similar, that the heat of the Death Star exploding all at once like that would instantaneously just sort of glass over the lightsaber. Anyway, major difference between this and the previous two is that internally we have a Prizm soundboard with a custom Luxeon Tri-Rebel LED in royal blue, cyan, and white. So it gives some nice color mixing along the bluish-green spectrum with white flash on clash. It also has up to 6 custom sound fonts instead of just the 2 that I previously had with the Nano Biscotti Plus. With the Prizm, you have auxiliary features like blaster deflection, blade lockup, and of course the color mixing. So let's do a quick look at the hilt. Really dinged up and weathered all across. The signature element of the sacrifice is the scar right there in the brass part of the thin neck, which will allow the light to shine through. You've got the weathering on the grenade section. There's your Graflex clamp with the shattering going across it. 2 transistors here. This one is the kill key inside the recharge port, and then this one is a decorative screw. This is the screw that used to hold the CoverTech knob on the original Saber Forge Redeemer. I removed the CoverTech knob, of course, and then this screw is holding the internal chassis in place. And then the pommel is cracked as well. So let's move that aside, and we'll get her fired up. This is the sacrifice.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Here we go. The blade flicker is crazy intense. It's shining through the hole as well. Also flickering. Very distorted and unstable sound effect. There are now 16 swings and 16 clashes with the Prizm soundboard. And then a new feature is blaster deflection. And blade lockup. The current color is a Arctic blue. It's a mixture of the royal blue and the cyan. But we can switch. Now we're on royal blue, so this is a solid deep blue color. We can switch again. This is pure cyan, so it's a greenish blue. We'll switch again. This is white. We'll switch again. And back to, this is a different shade of Arctic blue. And to deep blue. Anyway, so, I think it's 10 different color profiles. I currently have 3 or 4 of them set. And the saber turns off with the flickering on the turn off. Let's do that one more time. So the blade comes in. This time I opted for a 12mm recharge port. It was much easier to install than the Switchcraft, I think they're called, the other ones that I normally would use on this hilt. But it made it so much easier to install, so I think I'm going to do that from now on. Let's switch fonts. So I think it's just dark meat and gray meat that are also on here. So it's really cool. The additional features, I like them.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Okay, now that we're back to the original font, I made a new blade. Did some, took the Dremel and did the same sort of cracking pattern that you would see in the hilt, and I did that throughout the blade. And then once I did that, I filled it with a little bit of blue coloring, and then sanded across the entire blade, which gives a really nice frosted blue diffused look. So let's shove that in. Oh, I gotta loosen the blade retention screw first. It's a little too tight. I'm going into the emitter so the blade won't be able to go in. Now it can slide in. Okay. I don't know how well you can see it on camera. Let's see. In person, it's very easy to see the cracking. I don't know, it's not really showing up on camera very well. But in person, you can see the unstable cracking in the blade, which is quite cool. Let's switch colors. This is your greenish cyan. You switch the colors by... So let me explain. The auxiliary... Let me turn it off so you can hear me. The auxiliary switch is down here underneath the circuit board, or the bubble strip, and then the main activation is up here. So with the Prizm, I'll move this out of the way. You press the bottom part and then the top part afterwards. So bottom, top, anytime that you want to switch. So let's do that. Bottom, top. And now it switches to white. Bottom, top. It switches to a light blue. Bottom, top. So you see that. Let's cycle through them just with the blades showing so you can see that. All the blade colors and then the flash-on flash colors are adjustable. So you can mix the royal blue, the cyan, the white to get any shade with those 3 colors that you want. I didn't go a full RGB color mixing because, you know, you don't really have red or purple or anything like that on Obi-Wan's lightsaber. I thought that just keeping it within the bluish-green range, since Obi-Wan's saber is, you know, traditionally blue or cyan, Arctic, something like that, it would make more sense that his lightsaber unstably would flicker between those different colors. And then white. This is a really lovely color. This light blue is gorgeous. It's really, you can sort of see a little bit of the cracking, like right here. It really shows up in person on all of the colors. But yeah. And then let's turn it off. So there you have it. Sacrifice V3. I already own V1 in my personal collection. V2 was sold to another customer. And I will be putting V3 up for sale on my page today as well. So if you like what you see and you'd like to grab this gorgeous hilt, I'm going to say one of a kind because since all of it is weathered by hand, each sacrifice, all of the three that I've made look very different, although they are still, you know, in the same vein. And of course, there are the new changes internally as well. So this one-of-a-kind Sacrifice V3 hilt, link below, and lots of pictures as well. So I love the Sacrifice. I love the thin neck. I love the Obi-Wan. It's great. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.